What it do? Back again, coming through. Who that is? Ain't nobody but Suisu. I'm about to do this makeup for you. Y'all, I am going through it, and I'm going through it in the best way. Okay, not every going through is a bad going through. Okay, we going through it in the best way possible. So y'all know I've been on my weight loss journey, and I feel like I have a new face. And all I want to do is do makeup now. Like, I feel re-inspired. Like, I feel we can't make it go to waste. We can't do that. That would be a shame. That would be a shame to let it go to waste. Okay, so the other day I did this makeup look on Instagram and TikTok, and it was I put it right here for you, for those of you that missed it. Maybe you should upload it to YouTube Shorts. How about that? So they don't miss it. Anyways, so I did this makeup look, right? One eyeshadow. Y'all remember my OGs in here? Step to the front. You know your girl used to love a one eyeshadow look, right? Tell the people tell the new people in the comments, your girl used to do a one eyeshadow look, okay? And they're still up there. They way back there somewhere. They surely is. But today I want to do another one. Like, I just, there's something really beautiful and in the simplicity of just one eyeshadow, and that's exactly what I want to do today. Went to the dentist, got my teeth clean, got a little touch up in the front there. We still lean, but you know, that's a skull problem, so we just gonna let that go. I'm in love with this version of me that I am becoming. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like I'm rediscovering myself, losing this weight and stuff. Anyways, we are rambling. Okay, so the one eyeshadow that I'm feeling is green. First of all, we need to moisturize just a little bit, just to kind of set things in place. So I'm going to be using my Sake Glaze, and this is just going to be the initial moisturizing type of thing. Wanna be your soul provider. I'm listening to my little DJs on SoundCloud out the shower. We feel good. The lace is laid. Okay, the hair is the hair did not come to play, okay? And you know what? We gonna show the face. We not hiding the face, okay? So the hair is back. What was I saying? I don't know what I was saying, girl. I was saying may God guide us through this tutorial, because your girl is just all over the place. Go in and I always keep like a little wet rag around me for whenever I'm doing my lace and stuff like that, and to just wipe away, you know, because stuff get on your hands, stuff get on your edges and stuff. I keep a little wet rag always here so I can just, you know, clean up stuff. All right, let that dry a little bit. We're gonna go in with Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow. Actually, I was getting ahead of myself, baby. You already know how it go over here, okay? We might miss a few steps. Okay, ain't no telling with me. So we're gonna take this and just line under the actual brow. We're not gonna fill this in. We just want a really nice crisp line underneath, and then we're gonna go in with the pencil to fill it in, and it's just gonna keep it nice and soft and really fluffy and pretty without having to mold or do anything. So brows done, we need to conceal. So we're gonna go in with the Anastasia Beverly Hills concealer. Aretha said, I was learning my man while I was earning my man, something that you young girls might not understand. Woo. Okay, so we're gonna take this and just touch up under here and carry it halfway down. No pain. And with nothing on the brush, we're just gonna go in and start to just pick up some of that color down there and use it to swipe under the brow. Just clean it up and spread it out. So now that we have that, we're gonna go in with a fluffier brush, and the brushes that I'm using are mostly by Spectrum, and I just bought a set basically, and it is the white and rose gold set. I just think they're pretty. Your secret love. Stop it. Okay, now we're gonna go in with the white concealer. This is by Morphe, and this is the number 00. Gone are the days when we used to use the milk, NYX thingamajiggy girl. You know what I'm talking about. The jumbo pencil. Gone are the days, boo-boo. Remember them days? The girls was wearing that pencil out, including me. So I'm going to be using some of my Fenty powder to just set the brow bone area without carrying it too far on the lid. We're just going to tap that in there because we want to set that concealer. And this just creates a buffer for when we put on our eyeshadow. That way the eyeshadow, like right on that edge, it's just going to blow right out. It's going to just blend like a dream. For the color that I'm gonna go for, I'm gonna go into the Culture palette by Juvia's Place. This is volume 2, and I'm gonna go into Festive because we're feeling festive, okay? And Festive is almost like a military green. It's like a military lime green mix, okay? And it's a matte shade. So we're gonna take that and start to just pat that all over the lid. And this is gonna be our one eyeshadow. Now we're gonna go in with a blender brush because we want it to be light and fluffy and, you know what I'm saying? Like, just nice, okay? So we're just gonna go in and start to pat this all over the lid. Ooh, look at that already, girl. I'm getting excited. Okay, so from here, now that we have most of the color on the lid, we're just gonna lightly go in and start to create the shape, because you want to give it a shape. Okay, so we're gonna create the V, and we're gonna carry it a little bit up into this area right here, and we're gonna blow it out, but not too much. Okay, keep it low. Keeping it low and tight, having that brow bone show is very, very, very important and essential to a really beautiful eye look, in my opinion. Okay, so that is the eyeshadow. I absolutely love that already. It's just one eyeshadow, but it's gonna look so pretty once the whole face is done. So let's just get right on in. The next thing I need to do is put on my lashes, and I have my lashes prepped. And like I said, I always prep them. So you put the glue on this, the glue that I use especially, you put the glue on this, and then you put some glue on your eyes, which I'm gonna do now. I'm gonna line them as if I'm applying a liner. And I'm going to keep it really, really close to the lash line and make that dry. And once these two kiss each other, they are lip locked. They are not moving. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. And ooh, I like it already. Like, it's just pretty. It's just one eyeshadow, but it's so airy. It's so effortless. It's so princess-like. It's like it's just giving. Okay, so I need to be all up in my mirror, so I'm sorry if the mirror is blocking us a little bit. We're just gonna line the eye with the glue and try not to get it into your lashes, because it's just a pain to clean up. It doesn't really matter, but if you can do it without getting it in there, it's even better. So both eyes are lined. You have to make it dry, so I'm just gonna sit here for a minute. Okay, you know what, let's just move on. Okay, like, why we gotta do all of that? All right, so I'm gonna go in with my skincare once more, and we're gonna layer up, honey, because we want the face to look good. You have to have your skincare down. So I'm gonna go in with the lotion. This is the gloss lotion, and this is the cream. I'm gonna skip the milk because this is really hydrating, so I just don't feel like we need all of that. Okay, so a couple pumps of that. And pat that in, get that under the eyes. Try not to get it in your lace. And your forehead. Let that settle just for a minute or so. Now we're gonna go in with the gloss. It's a lot thicker, and just apply that on top, and also let that settle. Let it soak into the skin before you go in with the next step. We are nice and glossy. Now it is time for the cream, and you don't need a lot of this because you already did so much with the other stuff. Just a little something something, and rub that in. You have to be really hydrated under your makeup if you want your makeup to look good. Okay, one lash is on. You see how pretty that looks already? So effortless. So let's put on the other one. Okay, and I need to be all up in my mirror, and I like to look straight on into the mirror and anchor my hand and tilt the lash down. I hope you guys can see. Just line it up, drop it in place in the middle, and then do the inner corner and the outer corner. Then I like to really just wiggle and push it in. Make sure it's on. Pretty. Okay, for my primer, I'm going to be using the Milk Mattifying Primer. And I just need a little bit of this in my T-zone area. I'm just gonna plop that on there. Ooh, that's too much. That is too much, girl. It's okay. So, truthfully speaking, I am not going anywhere. I'm just gonna be in the house, frolicking. So, I'm not gonna be putting on my trusty dusty MAC paint pot on my mouth area because it's not needed. I feel like that's just a waste. I'm not going anywhere. Okay, but if you want to defeat creasing, go ahead and just put a light layer around your mouth or wherever you have creasing, okay? So we're going to do a little underpainting. I'm going to go in with Coffee Bean by Huda Beauty. This is her foundation stick, but I use it as a little bronzer to help sculpt and so forth. And we're going to apply it with a brush. We're going to dust into this and apply it with a brush. And it doesn't need to be perfect because we're going to go over it with foundation, blush, and all of that. Get around the temple, around that hairline. Try to avoid your lace. Sculpt the jawline and brush it down the neck a little bit just so it's nice and blended. Okay, next up is my foundation. Like I said, I have a concoction of foundations here. This is Fenty, this is Charlotte Tilbury, this is just Huda, this is Estee Lauder. It's a lot going on. We're just gonna squeeze out a little bit, and I'm gonna spray my brush with the one size fit all spray and go in and just sort that out. just keep patting. You don't want to really swipe or like swizzle with this, you see what I'm saying? Like you want it to look airbrush, so you have to kind of pat and just let the bristles work it out for you. So from here I'm going to go in with my liquid blush. This is by Juvia's Place and this is Barbie Rose. So with this, what I am going to do is get a piece of paper. This is basically like the type of paper that you find like whenever you go to public restrooms. I buy a bunch of them and keep them in my studio here. And what I like to do is, because it's just easy to clean up, you know what I'm saying, and it's not going to absorb a lot of the product, is put some on the paper like so. And then I'm going to take my bronzing brush because it has some of that bronzer in there, so the two infused together is just going to make it really pretty and soft. And I like to pat it out on the paper like so, pat it all around, get it all nice and going, and a touch here and a touch here, spread it out, and then go in and very lightly just tap tap tap, carry it up under the eyes, especially if you want that new like under eye blush look. You want to do that, and you can do this with any color blush that you want. I like to go in with this because I'm going to go on top of it with concealer and powder, so it's gonna lighten up a lot. And as for me, for my face, I like to carry it all the way over on my cheeks, right up under that eye a little bit, just really pat it in, and it gives me that really dolly-like look that I love. This is where you want to trust the process. Now for my concealers, this is Sand and Butterscotch, both by Too Faced. So first I've been doing my concealer a little bit different, I've been playing with the makeup. So what we're gonna do with this is we're going to apply just a line right there and a line right here. We're going to take this and bring it down the nose, the top of the nose, and just a little dollop on the forehead, not too much. Get the upper lip and the chin, okay? Put it up there and then do the chin, and we're going to let that dry for a little bit. Now we're going to go in with sand. Remember when I used to do like, I used to put it all under there? We're not doing that no more, okay? We're going in with less product, so we're going to go in with sand now. And with sand, which is a lot lighter, we're just going to carry that right up under the eye like so, and we're going to let everything just sit for a bit. So it's been a bit. I'm going to take the it's the Spectrum brush, and this one is BO8, and as you can tell, it's small. So I'm going to take this, and we're going to spray the brush just a little bit, okay? And every time you feel it getting dry, you just want to go in and re-wet the brush. So from here, we're going to work on the outer area, and then we're going to go in on the inner area. And we're going to take light tapping motion, and take your time with this. You want that flawless look, you got to take your time, honey, okay? You can't just be rushing stuff. We haven't even set the face yet, and it looks amazing. One powder to set everything. This is my newfound love, setting my face with just one powder, Kunafa or Honey by Fenty. This color in particular, like the little light yellow color, once you put it on everything, it just tones the redness down, and it just makes everything look uniform. And I still like my damp sponge, but here's what we're doing different. We're taking a powder puff, we're going straight into the powder. We're taking that piece of paper, I just folded it over, okay, easy cleanup. Folded it over, and we're gonna tap it on the powder just to distribute it nice and evenly around the puff. And we're gonna go in and start to set the under eye, just patting it in, making sure that the under eye especially is secured. This is where you're gonna apply most of the powder. All right, oh, look how flawless that look, girl. Just pat it in until all the shine is gone. Look up, make sure you get all up in there so there's no creases or anything like that. Look how pretty that is. Ooh, girl, flawless. Look at that, that is pretty. Gonna take the butt, okay? We're gonna do the same thing, but we're not gonna apply as much powder this time, and we're gonna start to set the rest of the face. Even though I'm setting my face with a lighter powder, pat it in, pat it in, pat it in, but you see how it just brings, like, it looks more, you know, uniformed, because my chest is light. Just pat it in, girl. Like, gone are the days when I used to do the other powder, me thinking that I needed both powders, you know, because you want to set the lighter part with the lighter powder, the darker section with the darker powder. It's not needed. One powder, one one powder can do everything. Okay, so now that the face is nice and set, what I like to do now is go in with my damp sponge. Make sure it's just damp, not too wet. And we're gonna lightly tap into that powder just a little bit. And I'm gonna tap it on my piece of paper. And we're gonna go in and just pat back out everything. And I just find that this kind of like melts the powder into the skin because it's a little damp, and it picks up any excess, and it just makes everything look nice and flawless. Okay, now it is time for blush. The Volume 4 palette by Juvia's Place, honey. Like, do we even need to really address anything about this? Okay, we're gonna go into the brighter, the neon side, and we're going to start to lightly dust this on the cheek. And you want to take your time with this. Carry it up under the eyes. Tap, 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 tap. Bring it over, up under the eyes. Fill up the whole entire cheek. If you need more, go in with more. I'm switching out to a smaller brush, and now I'm going to go into the lighter side. And with the lighter pink, we're going to lightly start to kind of blend that up under the eye and down onto the cheek. Don't carry it too far over, but just a little bit, like in this section right here. Okay, so it looks a little ashy. This is where we're gonna go back in with the brush with the other pink, and we're just gonna tap on top of that, like right in between, and just bring it together. We're not applying any more color. We're just using whatever is left on this to kind of, you know, infuse the two together. So we're gonna bronzify to catch Papi's eye just a little bit. I'm gonna go in, what is this? This is the Dark palette by Juvia's, just a little bit, because I like how soft and pretty the face is looking. So we're just gonna do a little, just a little definition, definitely on top of the blush. And this just really tones that down and makes it look a lot, you know, more nice. Okay, when you add a little bit of warmth to it, don't do too much though, because you don't want to cover up the pink. You see what I'm saying? Like just a little chisel dizzle. My nizzle. And very lightly, just a little bit under the chin, just a little bit, not too much, okay? Because this is on the redder side, so you don't want much, just a little dust. This is by Kaleidos, and this is a very pale mauve blush. Almost looks white, but it's really pretty, especially if you love that pink blush, flawless under eye type. Not me knocking the mic, child, I'm sorry. And we're just gonna tap in here just a little bit, okay? Tap on top of the paper, and we're just going to tap this in the very corner of the eye, most of it, and then very lightly just tap it over, because you want to blend everything. You see, it just a little bit of brightness, just a little bit of extra brightness, okay? Now here in person, it's not actually pink, you know? It just looks brighter. For the nose, this is Tan by Juvia's Place. I'm going to go into the lighter color, and we're going to define that nose a little bit. We just can't leave it like that. Bring a shape back. Make it look nice and puggish like. Brush it up into the brow because it needs to look uniform. Can't just cut it off. You gotta take it all the way. Okay, it gotta connect. You gotta connect the dots. If you're not connecting the dots, it ain't gonna look hot. And get a little bit on the corners. I still do that because I love how it looks. We are looking good. All right, so you notice how out here is like really light. I'm gonna go in with a face powder. This is by Sephora. This is their Micro Smooth, and I am in the shade Deep. And I'm just gonna take like a little fluffy brush and just tap in there. And I'm just on the edge right here. I'm gonna tap that out so it looks a little bit more uniformed right in that corner. Just tap it in. Soften it up. You see it looks a lot softer compared to like what's going on out here. That's what you want. The face is eating. The face is devouring. It's mascara time, okay? Not this one. Love this. This is a Japanese company. It's called Perfect Christie. Perfect Christie. Okay, it's just really nice and small and all of that good stuff. So now we're gonna go in and fuse our lashes with the false lashes and put some on the lower lash line. Okay, it is time for the lips, and one of my new favorite things to do is to actually go in with liquid lipstick. So this is SOS by Juvia's Place, and it's their darkest one. And then we have Gingerbread. One is a little mauvey pink and one is a chocolatey brown. So I'm going to create my own light chocolatey brown color, and I'm also doing this on top of piece of paper. But I find that I always get the best lips whenever I line my lips with an actual liquid lipstick compared to pencils. Like, it just creates a sharper, crisper line. Okay, so this is the color I'm going for. It's a little bit of a like a mauvey chocolate, but it's going to create like a really pretty lip. And you just want to take out a little bit at a time because it dries fast. Okay, for my lip color, I'm going to be using both Uncuffed and Unbuttoned by Fenty Beauty. We're going to mix it up because they just look good together. And we're going to be doing this with a brush as well. And to set everything in place, I'm going to be using the Charlotte Tilbury setting spray. And we are going to do this at a distance, honey. Just a light mist. Okay guys, that is it for this tutorial. I love it. I think it's just so pretty. One eyeshadow, that's all we did, and beat down the face. All right, like, yes. Can you not? No, but that choke me, no. I done you off, you done me now. I absolutely love how the makeup is looking, and I'm loving the new face, okay? Because we have a new face. It's slimmer and it's doing what it's supposed to do, and we just can't waste it, like I said, okay? So I hope you guys enjoyed this week's video. Don't worry, the vlogs are still coming, but I am rediscovering my love for makeup. So every now and then I'm definitely... Y'all already know, like, I don't want to be a broken record, okay? That's not what we're gonna do. Like, if I want to come in here and do makeup, I'm gonna give you a makeup video. Okay, yeah. So y'all already know, before we jump out of here, I gotta do my little shout outs, all right? We're still gonna put it in the video. Y'all thought I forgot? I did not forget. Lady Ray 313, thank you, honey. Like, thank you so much, baby girl. I appreciate you so much. Listen, y'all, if it is your first time here, go ahead and subscribe, join the tribe, come on in. We are a happy bunch. We like to keep it nice and clean and classy in here. Follow me on all of my social media platforms, TikTok, IG, yes, and Snapchat. I'm trying to get back into Snapchat. Okay, girl, it's just too much platforms sometimes. I can't keep up. All right, yes. Comment down below because I want to hear from you guys. Share the video because sharing is caring. And until the next video, take care of yourselves, and I love you guys so much. I will see you real soon.